Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mention. It's really hot. I don't know if my phone is gonna manage. I'm just taking like a pre-coat in my tanning today for like coming vacation. Well, I hope you're having a good day. I didn't come today. I didn't come yesterday. Spirit said, "Oh, it's not so bad. It's not too bad." So I come today. This video may be a bit longer. I'm going to talk about various ideas that are more related to the ascension process, and then I'm going to talk about cosmology, the universe of universes. I know that many people have many theories, many visions, many ideas. I'm going to offer my vision, which is related to the cosmology that was revealed in the Urantia book, but then for decades it's been unfolding in my consciousness. So this is the one I stick to. And so it is important to learn to navigate the corridors of time and the passageway of space. Space and time is all. We live in a multi-dimensional universe with multi-dimensional being, and we're going to learn to navigate in all kinds of world and dimension. Science fiction is like is interesting, but it's there's a lot of things in science fiction that, but then sometimes it's very narrow. It's very dark. They see a future that is very dark. So just stick to the light. There is so much more than what was revealed to man that could do those things. Understanding we live in a multi-dimensional, interconnected universe, and we need to, in order to move in our consciousness, we need to find the keys, the codes, to discover the mysteries within ourselves. And so we have to find our keys, the keys that symbols are keys that open the door to higher truth. You have to find your keys. Long time ago, decades ago, my guardian angel gave me my key. It's like it opens many doors. So it's like, but like in the Kabbalah, there is everybody study one letter of the 22 letter of the Hebraic alphabet, or one of the numbers. For symbols are extremely important, because symbols taught, the master of wisdom used to say that the symbols are keys that open doors to higher truth. And so the tablet emerald of thought is very powerful. I recommend it. You have to read it or listen to it 100 times. I only did the 85 times, but every time it's very encoded. There's another book called The Holy Trinosophy, which was it's all about the symbology, the world of symbol. It was written by Cagliostro. He was a student of Saint Germain, and he starts from the cave of the Inquisition. Say, I'm going to teach you about freedom, because once the spirit is free, the material world is no longer entrapping us. So it is really what is going on. Our consciousness is growing and evolving for us. Ascension and immortality, it has nothing to do with the body. It all has to do with the consciousness. Then it's possible that if we can ascend our whole physicality, but first consciousness. And it is not even the transformation that always going on in the world. It's not about transforming the physical world. It is about transforming the consciousness, and from the transformation of consciousness, we'll be able to create. We are able to create a new reality. So really be heart center. Right? It's a co-creation between the great central sun and your heart. Spirit was actually I took it as a compliment. He said my inner light is very similar to that of the central sun. So just continue. Be heart center and connect to the central sun of the universe, and just draw on the light. For life is a miracle. Life is the miracle. What it was, if God didn't create life, there would be none of anything. And we can only see this little planet, but it's already wonderful. All there may be difficulties, there may be dark things, but it provided us amazing experience, the experience of life in the physical. So life is the miracle. And within that miracle, once we understand the co-creative process between the infinite creator and ourselves, anything is possible. For we have to wear many hats, we have many functions within this world. But it's all about, there is the doing and the being. We need to do the will of God, and to manifest the world of supremacy, the perfection of time and space. But the true essence of what we seek is within the being, is the essential deity. So the greatest question ever asked might have been Hamlet, to be or not to be. I am that I am. Either you are that which you are, or you're not that which you. A lot of people. So, but the ego mind is, everybody has to let go to move into an alternate reality. Actually, right now it's happening. It's like there is a deconstruction of the holding on to the ego mind. And it's happening consciously or unconsciously. When you become conscious of it, you enjoy it more. We're looking for a new way to exist in the world, and this is like a global consciousness and eventually universal consciousness. But the focus needs to be on yourself, know God and know your relationship to God, and that solves the learn to commune and communicate. So to become eventually our God self, once there is enough understanding and shared understanding. It's getting really hot here because I did this video for half an hour. Well, we're going to clean that trace of chemical. Thank you. So the great soul is there. It's like powerful. It's like we all come from the light. We come from the star. We are starlight. We are made of starlight, and we're never alone to face challenges. We have, and in terms of the sun, for me, it's the goddess Vesta. She's a feminine solar logos that's been coming to me. But in reality, life, the life that we create is our soul and spirit that is creating all of the life. So all of the challenges, and then we have our spirit guides and the company of heaven that assist us to solve and resolve the challenges that our own soul and spirit have created for us. When there is a more harmonization between the acceptation of the energies of the soul and the spirit, then the human consciousness can utilize its ability to keep a balance. For their spirit guides, we all have spirit guides, and some of them are working only for us. They're like personal assistants. They don't work with everything all is one, and they have all kinds of resources to work with other spirit guides and so on, or the souls or whatever. But we have a group of spirit guides that only exclusively work for us, so do not hesitate to call on them. And then there are guides and spirit like the archangels and the ascended masters that work with many collectives and many, but all is inclusive in truth. For when you come in relationship to, did I pull some cards? I don't know if I pulled some cards. Well, I'm going to pull one. The card of the day would be happy. Just be happy. Let's understand the perfection of all things and know that what's coming is really wonderful. If I didn't pull some card, the highest wisdom would be the young, the divine will in action, to do the will of God, to act, and to have this power to act. What is to be understood is the crossroad. It's like there is the crossroad, and things will change. Understand that we are the crossroad. We need to embark upon this paradise journey. What we need to do, same card in French, is the wind of change. We need to accept that the wind has turned, and to let the wind carry us, the energy, and the outcome will be flow, will be trust, which is trust. It's to be able to have a certain, because in life there is probability, possibility, or certainties. When we work from certainties, it's a lot more enjoyable when we're sure about that, which to align our desire and our beliefs. Because if our desire and our beliefs are not aligned, it gets very frustrating. It's like, I desire that, but I don't believe I'm gonna get it. It's like, oh, frustration. So no, when you have a desire, it comes from God, and all the forces of the universe are aligning to find a way to bring it to you. But we need to elevate our desire, like above the sexual drive and so on. It's like, for it doesn't mean you can activate it, or it activates when it's necessary, but not to always be subjected to the lower chakras, to always to have a blend in, and the heart just balance it out. Personally, to understand, you are the silent observer. You are the silent observer. You are the God that is behind all things, through your God and your spirit and your soul. But you are also the ego, the actor. So just choose your role, go whatever feels right. For it is right now, there's a great call to return, because it's all about departing this old reality, but it's not about departing, it's more about returning to the inner planes. Let go of the 3D physical body. As our consciousness evolves, it will create a crystallization, a transformation to a 5D body or more. Because we're a bit tired of this low energy, low holographic reality, and we want to turn in and explore our inner self. And we are connected to the stars. We're all connected. We all have star families. Star families. Personally, we come from the North Star, and but we have family connection to all the families and groups, in Lyra, in Arcturus, in Sirius, in Pleiades, in Venus, and I assume that even it's a speculation that I started my whole process of universal exploration on Andromeda, because Andromeda is the first super universe, and where the seventh is, the completion is happening here on Orvonton. So it's personally, I'm very connected to the planet Chiron. It's a planet that's very, very powerful within my life, and my master guides lives there. I send greetings to him. For we move, right now we're moving into this unified field. The fourth and fifth, the third and fourth dimension, the mental and the emotional, are unifying into this unified field. That's the fifth dimension. Above the fifth dimension, there is the sixth dimension, which is a very powerful point of attraction because we integrate our immortality there, and we have the ability to experience multiple timelines at once. But first, we need to get rid in the fifth dimension. Once we realize the unity of it all, we see that within this unity, there are illusions that we have and the illusions that other people have. So we become. We get rid of some illusions in order to be able, for some spirit is presenting me realities in my consciousness, like if I was going to live two lives parallel and separate and different and unique. But so that may be what's the ways of God are very mysterious. For the sixth dimension, it's about sacred geometry. It's about the harmonic field, and then once we elevate ourselves above that, we become the eye of God, anchored in eternal reality, the seventh dimension, the dimension of the masters. For there is 12th dimension within our sub-universe. I'm presenting ideas that may not be just my own, but other people may have different vision of reality. The 13th dimension is the bridge. It is the focal point into total stillness and changeability in many ways. That is contrasting in relationship to all the transformation and evolution that are happening within the sub-universe, the 12th dimension of our sub-universe. And basically it's about blending the feminine and the masculine, the Christos and the Sophia. I haven't really tapped into that all that much because I've been so focused with the first source and center for such a long time, or the supreme being. So I'm integrating that more, and the ministry of the father and the mother. And for there is in this universe of the local universe, we're making our ascension in the local universe of 352 dimensions. The 100 dimension is the galactic center. The 172nd dimension are the constellation center, the fathers of the constellation. The center of our universe, the Great Mother, is the 300th dimension, and the 352 would be the exit door to the super universe circuits, which are more spiritual. But for now, we're going to be called to serve in this universe, even in this sub-universe, for quite a while. And so just dive deep into your heart and connect. The idea is to connect our heart to our sacred heart, to the great light of God. And for the heart is the stable point, is the guiding light. It is through all that we go through, the heart has remained faithful and true. And there is this rediscovery of sacred plants and the power of mineral. All of that will remain. So where do we stand in relationship to anything? When our desire, and we have to believe that whatever we desire, we are worthy of receiving it. That we're ready to experience it, and that God can provide the experience for us. But we have to focus beyond the physical manifested and to learn that in order to create, because that's where we create our future, and we want to collectively or individually create a future that is healed, that is joyful, that is creative, that is peaceful, that is free. So I hope this resonates with you. And we'll it's nice to be ready to get ready, and we're getting ready to get ready because it's like it's a big process, and we don't know all that much. The main thing is to realize the drama of the world is inconsequential. Avoid it. There is the 144,000 that are being activated. It's like the divinity in human forms that are going to be able to take charge, not because of ego and power, but because the humanity will need to have that direction coming from the point of wisdom. No one is forced to incarnate. In truth, there was there is a big line of people that wants to incarnate on the planet, even in poor condition. That's why the planet is overpopulated. Well, I'm going to pull a card of the Archangel, and the card of the day today is the decision. The Archangel Jophiel. Free yourself from that which prevents you from moving forward. Need to purify. Unjustified worry induced by the lack of trust in yourself. Don't trust yourself, and you can do it, absolutely. Just be patient and things will unfold. So I'm going to talk briefly about this, just some thoughts about this cosmology and some strange question that goes through my mind. This is utterly beyond the point of ascension of what is going on down here in the physical, but it was revealed as a model where paradise is monumental. It's the only cosmic body that is still, and everything else goes around paradise in relationship to paradise, swings around it. So there is 21 satellites of paradise, 3 circuits of a paradisical world. Then there is the 7 circuits of the supreme universe, Avona, which is an ultimate, perfect universe that God has created, that is eternal as God. And then there is the 7 super universe of time and space. And our universe, we live in the 7th super universe, the Milky Way and the associated circle, but not Andromeda. That's another super universe. Is the plans for the realization of the supreme time and space. Actually, it was revealed that he was still a the universe was revealed to me that he was just a baby, which I didn't know that. Just a baby, but he's so small in relationship to what he's destined to become, and that we know because of the architects of the master universe. But the universe is really a baby. It's only 24 trillion years old. Time and space is almost is getting more towards like the completion of time and space, but we're still far away from that. And that's the first level of God's realization of experiential reality, the supreme. Beyond that, there are 4 levels that ever get increasingly big of universe, transcendental universe in relationship to the supreme. The supreme is more than a super supreme. It's very different. So time and space is the primary project, but they are on paradise. There are 1,000 orders of beings that are eventuated. They call absonites. They're not creator. They're not creature. They eventuated when God created the idea of time and space. Those beings appeared on paradise as the reaction to the future reaction to time and space. So they involve in transcendental reality, and there are 1,000 orders of beings, and the senior order are known as the architects of the master universe. They have a lot of associated force that assist them in the creation of the galaxies and so on. So there are 7 levels of absonite within the architectural rank. When you arrive on paradise, you haven't been introduced to God just yet. Your mentor is the first architect, the architect of paradise. And then there were 3 architects for the central universe, Avona, the source universe. And then there's seven architects that are taking care of each of the 7 super universe of time and space. But then there are 49 architects for the first level, which is what we see when we look with our telescope. We see massive galaxy clusters, and that's the first level. It's like tens of thousands bigger than anything in time and in the first level. But it's like this first level of time and space, and it's monumental. There is 70 architects for that. There is 490 for the second level, which is just at the beginning of being created. It's like there are quintessential zone in between that separate all the zone, and they get smaller as the galaxies are created. So we're just physically, in the physicality, we're just basically just reaching the beginning of the creation within the second level of Epsonite with 490 architects. So that means that just this level will transcend when it'll be done. It will be hundreds of times bigger than what we see now. And we know that because the 6th level of architects, there is 3,430 architects. That means the level beyond that will be thousands of times bigger than anything that's been created before. And the final level is 24,010 architects, which means that this level will reach towards infinity. It's like a Maltese cross. It's like there is paradise and the central universe, and then as we go outside, it gets bigger, space gets thicker, and then it gets further away, and there is this everything around paradise goes clockwise. The central universe goes, and the paradise satellite goes clockwise. Then there is dark gravity bodies that are going counterclockwise and clockwise to protect the central universe from being penetrated from space. And then our 7 super universe go counterclockwise around the central universe, and the first level of outer space go clockwise, and then the second go counterclockwise, and so on. And then there is the cosmic breathing. For 2,000 years, the universe expands. For 2,000 years, it contracts as the space reservoir above and below paradise, which is pretty much a mystery for everybody except for God. When they expand, the universe contracts. It would look like a Maltese cross in a way, if you want to symbolize it, the master universe. And so So what I know is basically from connection, but it's the master spirits of Vuntun and the supreme executive that are working on Paradise that can reveal to us a little bit of the plans. Although the Creator Son must know a lot about the plans of the 11th architects, the architects that is part of our local creation, because they're creating together. So just so and then let me speculate, speculate an idea that may be a little. First, it's like, I don't know if I mentioned that, but once we perceive a unity. We are non-deified. We're not God. If we haven't achieved the level of unity with God, we see that we're part of a great collective, as a lot of individualized consciousness that we can perceive here and there. But once we get to the point of being one with God, deified, then all of it is what we are. There is no longer separation. So my question, my speculation, my imaginary speculation is what was before the master universe and what will be after. You could perceive once there is a perfect unity of consciousness and experience between the infinity of the Paradise Father is being realized and experimented by all being within all the creation, at which point there is only God and all could disappear, and then God could start all over again. Did that happen before? This is because it's so vast and so eternal and so grandiose and so magnificent. It's difficult to even want to fathom this possibility, but it's a question that I cannot help but to ask myself. Maybe I'll have the answer someday. For if you want the answer to something, you got to ask the question in order to receive the answer. And as we ask, we finish with a song. I thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I thank you for your donations. If you're on a private session, I'm being really, the sun is really strong. I've been here like for almost an hour, so it's gonna feel good to go into the shade. I finished with a song. I just pulled one a bit random. It's a song of Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd. It goes like this. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue sky from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold still rain? Smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot hair for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in a war for a leading role in a cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year. Running over the same old ground have we found, same old fears, wish you were here. Great song, a lot of Pink Floyd. There's always been a lot of subtle philosophies within this. So the observer of the day is complementary to whatever that, to find the complement within life and to complement life. Our highest wisdom is our mission, to know what we came here to do, to focus on our mission. What we need to understand is forgiveness, to let go of judgment on ourselves or others. What we need to do is reparation. We need to bring everything back into balance and divine order, for there's so many aspects that needs to be brought back into order. But we take one step at a time, and we wait for the right time, the right moment, and we ask for Spirit, for the Holy Spirit, that everything works out well and the reparation happens quickly, whether in our personal life as well as the reconstitution of all this Garden of Eden that is the planet. And the outcome is going to be the healing. We're going to be able to heal. So it's very much about that. Well, I send you my love, my light, and I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.